refocus, get out of Iraq, make certain that we are helping Pakistan deal with the problem of al-Qaeda in the hills between Afghanistan and Pakistan. But, Chris, if we have actionable intelligence on al-Qaeda operatives, including bin Laden, and President Musharraf cannot act, then we should. Now, I think that's just common sense. I don't know about you, Senator, but for us to authorize the place where the people who attacked, where the people who attacked 3,000 Americans were not present, which you authorized, and then to suggest that somehow we should not focus on the folks that
Senator
did
Obama,
attack 3,000
we're well over,
is a problem.
We're well over time. Senator Clinton, I must ask for your... Senator Clinton, give me your response to this. I'm going to give you both a chance here, but Senator Clinton, please give me your response to what we're hearing tonight.
Well, I do not believe people running for president should engage in hypotheticals, and it may well be that the strategy we have to pursue on the basis of actionable intelligence, but remember we've had some real difficult experiences with actionable intelligence, might lead to a certain action, but I think it is a very big mistake to telegraph that and to destabilize the Musharraf regime, which is fighting for its life against the Islamic extremists who are in bed with al-Qaeda and Taliban. And remember, Pakistan has nuclear weapons. The last thing we want is to have al-Qaeda-like followers in charge of Pakistan and having access to nuclear weapons. So you can think big, but remember, you shouldn't always say everything you think if you're running for president, because it has consequences across the world, and we don't need that right now.
Senator Dodd, no, I owe Senator Dodd a response. Your name was invoked in several of these answers. Please take 30 seconds here.
Well, I just want to say, look, and Barack, you know, I certainly said, look, I made a mistake in that vote in 2002. I don't deny that. But when you make a mistake, as you will, on something like this, I think if I had the courage, I made a mistake on the vote in 2002. If you're making a mistake today, you ought to stand up and say so. It was a mistake, in my view, to suggest somehow that going in unilaterally here into Pakistan was somehow in our interest. That, I think, is dangerous, and I don't retreat from that at all.
But this came back to me, and so
all right, Senator Obama, 30 seconds, and then I have to stop this.
I did not say that we would immediately go in unilaterally. What I said was that we have to work with Musharraf, because the biggest threat to American security right now are in the northwest provinces of Pakistan, and that we should continue to give him military aid contingent on him doing something about that. But the fact of the matter is that when we
and in this case, it is meant. Seven candidates in the running for the Democratic presidential nomination joining us here at Soldier Field in Chicago, where they will now take questions from the members of our audience, the members of the AFL-CIO and its affiliated unions. For this segment, responses, please, will be limited to 60 seconds, and follow-up answers to any further questions would remain at 30 seconds. And all of us here tonight keenly aware of the race against time in Huntington, Utah, as rescuers attempt to locate the 6 trapped miners there, and with them in all of our thoughts. We'd like to turn the floor over to Deborah Hamner of Buckhannon, West Virginia, whose husband, George Jr. Hamner, was one of those killed in last year's accident at the Sago mine. Mrs. Hamner, you have the condolences of all of us up on this stage, and you also have our first question of this segment, which will go to Senator Biden.
Thank you. My husband, George Jr. Hamner, was one of the 12 men who were killed in the Sago mine last year. It's happening again right now with the 6 trapped miners in Utah. I feel that the Bush administration has failed workers like my husband by rolling back dozens of important workplace protection. My question is, as president, what will you do to improve the health and safety in our coal mines and all of our workplaces across America?
Thank you, Mrs. Hamner. Senator Biden?
Madam, I'm sorry about, I understand what it's like to lose a spouse, and it's not an easy thing, and my heart goes out to you. I would implement every one of the recommendations but already made, and they're not been implemented. The President of the United Mine Workers is sitting down there. He's forgotten more about this than most of us know. But folks, I got to say something here. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but not their own facts. The truth of the matter is none of what you heard earlier is correct. It's already the policy of the United States, has been for 4 years, that if there's actionable intelligence, we would go into Pakistan. That's the law. Secondly, it's already the law that I wrote into the law saying that if, in fact, we don't get cooperation from Musharraf, we cut off his money. It's time everybody start to know the facts. The facts.
Senator Biden, thank you. Our next question is going to go to Congressman Kucinich. It comes from Shirley Brown from here in Chicago. Ms. Brown?
Good evening. I work for Resurrection Hospital in the Chicago area for over 11 years. My coworkers and I have been trying to form a union. Resurrection has challenged us every step of the way. Even 8 of my coworkers has been fired who supported the union. I want to know, what would you do to restore the rights of workers like myself who want to form a union?
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Congressman?